Hello, I'm Eunice Nyaga. Welcome to yet another session at the Educational Psychology in TVET, Module 3, Topic 3, Memory and Retention. So far, in this module, we have looked at the topics intelligence, theories of learning, and now we focus on memory. At the beginning of the module, under the section for definitions, the terms memory, forgetting, and remembering were defined. What about you take some time to think and write down the definitions of these terms? I hope you captured the following definitions. Memory is the process by which information is acquired, stored in the brain, and later retrieved. Forgetting is the inability to retrieve previously stored information. Remembering refers to the ability to have in memory something that was said and done. So, in this session, we are going to look at how individuals store and retrieve information from their brains. We will also look at what makes people forget what they have learned and how to reduce forgetting among learners. What are the various types of human memory that you are aware of? Write down your answer. I hope you got them correctly. There are 3 types of memory. These are sensory term memory, short-term memory, and long-term memory. Information processing begins in sensory memory, moves to short-term memory, and eventually moves into long-term memory. I want to go through them one by one. Sensory memory is the storage of sensory information immediately our senses pick it for a very short time. It lasts for less than a second. Sensory memory may be from visual, auditory, smell, taste, and touch senses. Sensory memory is a memory buffer that lasts only very briefly, and then, unless it is attended to and passed on for more processing, it is forgotten. Short-term memory. This is the place where small amounts of information can be temporarily kept for more than a few seconds, but usually for less than 1 minute. Information from sensory memory that we turn our attention to with the goal of remembering it may pass into short-term memory. This information is not permanent. We have to process it, modify, and make meaning of it so that we may remember. Long-term memory. If information makes it past short-term memory, it may enter long-term memory. That is, memory storage that can hold information for days, months, and years. The capacity of long-term memory is large, and there is no known limit to what we can remember. Although we may forget at least some information after we learn it, other things will stay with us forever. In the next section, we will discuss the reasons why learners forget. So some of the reasons why learners forget include 1. Encoding failure. This means that the learner did not pay attention to content. This is the most common cause of forgetting. Basically, the information never actually made it to the person's memory bank. This happens when a trainee fails to focus on what is being taught. Another reason is interference. It is known that recent things we learn are more easily remembered than older information. If both sets of information on the same subject are presented, the newer memories may make it harder, if not impossible, to remember the older ones on the same subject. This is called retroactive interference. If the original information is so strong that it makes learning new information on the subject difficult, it is referred to as proactive interference. Shallow processing. Deep processing occurs when meaning is placed on the material being learned. If the material can't be connected to a sense or a feeling, the processing is shallow and does not stay in the brain for any length of time because the brain considers it unimportant and will make room for things it considers more relevant. Next reason why learners forget is decay or disuse. The brain tends to take information that is not used regularly and replace it with material it knows a person needs. The more ways something is gone over, the more it stays in memory. Lack of rewards is another reason. Reinforcing positive effort from the learners with verbal and tangible rewards makes them like and focus more on what is being taught. Repression is another reason. Unpresent material is pushed out of memory. Learning should be made present and enjoyable. Organization of information is another reason why learners may forget. Well-organized information is easily retrieved from memory compared to disorganized information. Think about training strategies and resources that you may use to actively engage your learners with inclusivity. Write down your answer. In addition to your response, let us now look at the various methods that trainers can use to help learners reduce forgetting what they have learned. The following are methods used to reduce forgetting. 1. Nature of what is being learned. Meaningful things are easier to remember than meaningless things. So make effort to give relevant examples how and where the information may be applied. Next, avoid disuse. Use repetition and review. It is important to engage learners in linking previous learned information with what is currently being taught. Another way is organize your training in a logical sequence and encourage trainees to be organized. Our brains, just like computers, require ordered information for proper storage and retrieval. To deal with repression, learning should be made present and enjoyable. Give positive feedback when students show interest. Also, have authentic relationships with trainees and help them manage any anxieties that they may have. Another method is minimize interference. Organize and present information using new unique techniques to make it memorable. Spend more time on difficult content to break down and elaborate. And finally, make use of the principle of reinforcement. Remember to apply the principles of operant conditioning theory to positively reinforce what you want learners to retain, remember, and apply. Let us now move on and look at the factors that influence memory. 1 of the factors is age. Memory declines with age due to natural decline in various cognitive functions. This can be attributed to changes in the brain structure and function over the years. Health and emotional status is another factor. Chronic illness, neurological disorders, and mental health conditions can affect memory. Memory can be impaired by stress, anxiety, and depression, influencing the release of stress hormones, which can interfere with the formation of new memories. However, a healthy lifestyle, including regular exercise and proper nutrition, can positively impact cognitive function and memory. Another factor is lack of attention. Multitasking or distractions can lead to reduced attention and consequently poorer memory performance. Focused attention enhances the encoding process, making it more likely for information to be stored effectively in memory. Practice improves memory. Structured repetition and practice help strengthen memory by reinforcing neural pathways associated with the learned information. Practice and more practice makes perfect, so they say. It enhances retrieval pathways, making it easier to recall information when needed. Another factor is lack of proper study skills and rehearsal skills. Active engagement in the study using techniques like summarization, self-testing, and mnemonic devices can enhance memory consolidation. Understanding the information and making meaningful connections between concepts can improve the encoding and retrieval of information. Finally, intelligence is another factor. Intelligence and memory are related but distinct cognitive functions. Highly intelligent people may have more efficient cognitive processes, facilitating faster learning and better memory retention. However, memory is a complex interplay of various factors, and people with average intelligence can have excellent memory skills through effective learning strategies and practices. Now, to help you apply a bit of what you have learned from this module, try to do the following activity. And in conclusion, We have come to the end of this module, and you have learned several critical concepts and aspects on intelligence, learning, and now memory. I hope you are now able to define intelligence and intelligence quotient, identify factors influencing intelligence, establish relationship between intelligence and learning, examine principles of learning, apply theories of learning, analyze the process of memory and forgetting, and finally, you are able to apply methods of reducing forgetting. Next is Module 4, that is Discipline and Learning Space Management. Thank you, and I wish you well in your studies.